Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and welcome to another real estate investing video. Today I'm going to talk about real estate investing books, why you should be reading, why excuses for not reading are not valid, and what reading can do for you. So before we get started, make sure you check out investformore.com. I've got over 500 articles now on real estate investing with rentals, flips, wholesaling, information on being an agent, starting a brokerage, all kinds of great stuff. I still have, I don't do the podcast anymore, but I still have 150 episodes of my podcast up on there. So check that out. We also have a free ebook on the site. It's over 50 pages long, I believe, if you're interested in that. So go ahead, check that on out over at investformore.com. So I wanted to make this video, and I also wrote an article about this today as well. Actually, I think by the time this video comes out, I would have written an article yesterday, which is today. But when you're watching this, and the thing about reading is it's just so good for you to ingrain information into your brain. I know people love to watch videos. I make a lot of videos because of that. I know people love to listen to audiobooks. I know people like to watch TV and just interact. But reading, I feel, is so much better for learning, at least for me. If I watch a video, I get distracted. I may not be paying attention to it. It's kind of half zoning in, half zoning out, and I'm not taking notes or anything. But when I'm reading, I'm usually fully engrossed in what's going on, especially if it's a good book. If it's a bad book, maybe it's not so great to teach you, but if it's a good book, I'm really into it. I can take notes, I can bend the pages back, I can highlight things, and taking those physical actions of writing things down and taking notes and highlighting things helps you remember. It helps ingrain it into your brain, and it's not just something you watch real quick and then forget what you watched 5 minutes later. So for those of you who aren't reading, try your best to make time for it. You don't have to read an hour a day. 10 minutes can be enough. And it's just such a good, way to keep sharp, way to learn, and way to help you with whatever you're trying to learn. And I started buying rental properties because of books I read. Now, a lot of you know my story. I graduated from college, got a degree in finance, could not find a great job, so I started work for my dad. He was a real estate agent. He also flipped houses. So I got my license, learned how to flip houses from him, and became an agent. It took me a good 4 or 5 years before I became successful. It was not easy. Nothing was handed to me, and it was very frustrating. I became successful with REO listings as an agent, and I started making good money, and I wanted to invest better. So I started reading. My dad owned some rental properties, but he wasn't real big into rentals. I knew a lot of real estate agents. None of them had rentals. And I wanted to invest my money better because I felt like it was just going away. I was making good money. I wasn't saving very much. It wasn't growing. I knew I had to do something better. And everything I read kept saying rental properties were the best way to invest your money. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I've talked about before, was a great motivator for me. It really got me motivated to invest my money, but it didn't help me learn how to invest it. It had no instructions on it. And one book that really, really helped me was Gary Keller's Millionaire Real Estate Investor. And it's a big book. He's written 2 books. It's on my shelf here somewhere still. But he wrote Millionaire Real Estate Investor and Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I read both of them. Both phenomenal books. The only downside to those books is they're both written over 10 years ago in a completely different real estate market with completely different technology. However, a lot of the techniques taught in those, the fundamentals are still completely true today and still hold true. So don't discount those books because they're old. They're still great books, but you have to remember things are done a little differently now, especially on the investing side with lending guidelines, housing prices, just the way things are done. But that was one book that really showed me, hey, this is how you do it. Here are case studies on how you do it. This is exactly what you need to do. It wasn't just motivational. It wasn't kind of vague information on, you should be buying some rentals. You figure out the rest yourself. So I really liked that book. And by reading that book, it really helped motivate me to figure out what I wanted to do and how I was going to do it. And I started to build a plan. And that's the other thing books can do is when you're taking notes, when you're bending corners back, highlighting stuff, you're starting to build a plan. Now, I think audiobooks can be great. I read audiobook or listen to audiobooks, and they're really good for motivating me. I like listening to kind of self-help stuff, motivational stuff, but it's tough for me to listen to real educational teaching stuff because I usually listen to them when I'm driving my car. It's not like I can sit there and take notes on my steering wheel while I'm driving or really take in everything that's being said because you get distracted when you're driving. You've really got to pay attention. At least you should when you're driving. So I really like to read instead of listen to audiobooks. If it's something really educational, really that I'm trying to learn from. Motivational, sure, audiobooks are great. Listening to a story, sure, audiobooks are great. But for really learning, I think an actual book that you can read is much better because it helps you build that plan. And you have to be writing down stuff for your plans. You can't just think about them in your head. You can't just float ideas around there. You need them written down, solid, a plan that you can follow, see how you're doing, hold yourself accountable, and books help you do that. And that's why I think books are so important for real estate investors, real estate agents, anyone who wants to be more successful at life. So don't discount the simple act of reading, of buying books, and they're affordable. I mean, you can buy most books for under $20 shipped to your house in like a day or 2 days. It's crazy, the access you have. And I hear people tell me, oh, I can't afford a book. Well, guess what? They have libraries. They have free books that you can go borrow and read and take back. There's no real excuse for not reading. I hear people say, well, I don't have time to read. Well, are you already super successful? Because if you're not, you don't have time not to read. Reading is what will help you become successful. Take time out of your day to read and to learn, and that will do more for your success than just chugging away, putting 20 hours of work in a day. You really have to take that time off to think about, working on your business, not just in it. And reading is a great way to do that, a great way to motivate yourself, a great way to build that plan. So for people who don't read, I think most of it, sorry, I'm going to be straight up here, is an excuse that you don't want to. And I get it. I understand we're all busy. But at the same time, if you want to be successful, there are some things you have to do that you don't want to do. And if you look at success stories, 98% of people who are super successful say they read all the time. Now, there's a few outliers who hate reading, don't like to read, but just about everybody who's super successful talks about how important it was that they read books, read a ton of books, read all the time, and kept reading even as they became successful, even as when they got to a point where, hey, I've done everything I want to do, they still read. I still read. And for me too, sometimes I take times off. I don't read every single day of the year, but I will read quite a few books. I'll get into them, read them, take some time off, get into more books. And I'm not just reading educational books all the time either. I will read novels. I'll read all types of different books that, entertain me. It doesn't have to all be a learning experience. And even when you're reading a novel, I mean, it can be, I'm reading some Ken Follett novels about medieval times, and they're talking about business in those books, even, and how to make money and all kinds of different stuff that you can apply today. And it gets you thinking like, oh man, look how they did stuff back then. That can actually apply to today. And it's really interesting how books can take you to a different place and help your mind, help you succeed, and really help your business. So please don't discount books. Don't think they aren't going to help you or you don't have enough time for them, because they are super important to your success. And like I said, they're cheap, they're easily accessible, and a lot of times they can propel you to doing what you want to do. I have written a number of books myself. I've got 6 paperback books, and I get emails all the time from people who say, hey, I read your book, it was super helpful, it helped me buy more rentals, or it helped me buy 2 rental properties last year, it helped me get started buying rentals. They didn't go do a seminar, they didn't spend $30,000 to learn from someone, they didn't have to go seek out a mentor to personally hold their hand to do this. They read a book. And, it's not that crazy that books teach people how to do stuff all the time. And I think there's a lot of marketing out there, a lot of people out there that tell you have to have a mentor, you have to have someone hold your hand, have to have someone tell you exactly how to do something. And most of those people are trying to sell you a mentorship that will hold your hand, also take away $10,000 or more of your money. And books can often do the same thing, because I don't think you want someone to hold your hand and do everything for you. You want something to teach you how to learn to do it so you can keep doing it over and over again and develop your own strategies. And that's what books will do. All right, so I'll end just real quick. If you guys are interested, some of the books I've got, How to Make It Big as a Real Estate Agent, goes over everything I've learned over the years about being an agent, from before getting your license to starting a team to having agents work for you so you don't have to work as hard, which is what I do now. It's great. And I try to include, my books are very instructional. They're not full of fluff. They're very to the point. So how to change your mindset to achieve huge success goes into stuff like this, about reading books, about morning routines, about scheduling, saving time, working on your business, being positive, all the things that many people take for granted when they're trying to be successful. You know, the idea of working on yourself more than working on your job. That's what that book's about. I've had so much help writing that book from Jack Canfield, from John Assaraf, from Tony Robbins, from all kinds of people who I listen to and read. And I've taken what they've taught me and tried to put it into my own words. So there's another one, How to Buy a House. I see a lot of people who want to invest in real estate or be real estate agents, and they don't know how it works to buy or sell a house. They don't know how appraisals work, inspections, loans, title work, closings, all that stuff. You need to know the basics if you want to be an investor or in the business. That book is great for that, giving you a solid foundation of how to buy or sell a house. If you don't want to be any of those people, still a great book if you want to buy or sell a house, because it will help you, hey, learn the system, learn how to get a good deal, make it a really good investment when you do buy. All right, Fix and Flip Your Way to Financial Freedom, my house flipping book, goes over everything we do to find deals, fund deals, repair, sell, manage. We've had up to 22 flips going this year, have 16 going right now. So still very active flipper. Have a lot of information in that book about how we do things, what we do. All right. How to Negotiate Real Estate. I wrote this one with Jay Scott, who very avid writer, has a couple of books published with Bigger Pockets, a book on flipping houses, and the book on estimating rehab costs. Really good books. He's really cool. He did most of the work on this book. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to contribute a lot, and he's just a machine. So really good book. He did a really good job on this. And this is actually going to be published with another company soon, so that'll be coming next year. Not sure if I'm supposed to tell you who it is, so I won't. But anyway, last one, Build a Rental Property Empire. This is my most popular book. It's been a bestseller for years now. It just goes over all the strategies, fundamentals I've used to buy my rental properties. I've got, $12,000 a month of income coming in from those after all expenses. A lot of equity in them and not investing a whole lot of money. So rentals have just been an amazing investment for me. I just go over, how to buy them, find them, finance them, repair them, how to find them cheap, how to refinance them to get your money back out, what type of properties to buy, all that stuff. So that's the book that most people reach out to me about and say, hey, this book really helped me a lot. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate those emails. They mean a lot. So thank you to those who send those to me, who leave reviews for me. I really do appreciate it. And the negotiating book, the flipping book, and the rental property book are all audiobooks as well. So if you want to learn that way, you can. I'm not going to say you can't. But yeah, that's another great way to listen to them if you want to avoid reading. So, all right, that's all I've got. Thank you guys for watching. Hope it helps a little bit. Leave comments. If you have any questions, I'll respond to you. And I'm sorry if I haven't responded to you on the camper videos. I had 2,400 comments on one video. It's crazy, so I won't do that. But on my other videos, I'm still trying to respond to everybody. And if you like the videos, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And we'll have more videos coming up soon. I've got at least 3 houses that should be finished here the next week or two. We'll have new videos coming up on those, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.